Well, look at you, hot stuff. Come to help the elderly. Oh, what a good girl you are. And here I was, just about to burn this whole blasted place to the ground myself. Now, here's a little warm-up for ya. Let's burn it all down. What say you, dearie? We'll turn that flicker in your step into a roaring flame. What say we make a cosy little fire, then put all our enemies in it? Looks like we've got a properly hot night ahead of us. Everything's going to be covered in soot by the time we're through. Don't let the fire in your heart sputter out, all right? Oh, let's have a look and get you good and fired up again, dearie. All right, hot stuff, we're turning up the temperature to get things roaring then. Been far too long since we incinerated stuff together, hasn't it? Sometimes you just have to burn everything to the ground and go from there, hot stuff. Sure, everything's rotten, but between us girls, I've not felt this alive in some time. They say never to play with fire, dearie, but you have my permission to go right ahead. Time to turn the heat up to full blast, isn't that right, dearie? Got another little warm-up for you right here, hot stuff. Must be cold down in your whereabouts, but not for long. I'm here again, dearie, so cozy up as we're about to have a real blast. This old flame can never be put out, and don't you forget it, dearie. Oh, if I could only roast more of our blasted enemies myself. Warmest wishes to you, dearie, and a little something extra on the side. Some evening, mayhaps you'll settle down to a nice, comfortable life, but oh, not tonight. Sacrifices sometimes must be made, dearie. So round 'em up and put 'em to the flame. We're in for a hot one this evening, oh, I can already tell. You burn proper hot even without my aid, but with it, What's cooking this eve, dearie? Whatever we damn well please, that's what. Well, now I reckon it's time to fan the flames a bit, isn't it then? I've been cooking up a little something special just for you, hot stuff. Is something burning over there, dearie? Well, it's about to be. Let's keep that everlasting flame alive and well. What say you, hot stuff? Well, at least we're living in exciting times, I'll give us that. What say we add a little fuel to this fire we got going, why don't we? For every candle that you light, for every cauldron that you boil, that's my flame working its own magic for you, dearie. So you just think of me whenever the sparks fly. Funny thing about flame, dearie, it's warm and pretty, isn't it? But it can kill you in a couple of licks. Really makes you think. And really makes you burn to a crisp, if you're not careful. Yeah, this mountain top. Gave up my seat here, you know. Wanted to see the world, not my blasted sisters every day. But now I'm stuck here with a lot of them. Burns me right up, even to think about. Poor thing, been all cooped up inside that underworld, haven't you? There's a whole great world to see out there once your business is done. Do let me know, I can suggest some wondrous spots not far from here. Your dad and I got on all right, comparatively speaking, I suppose. After we put the Titans in their place, though, he went down into your underworld and I drifted away like a spark from a flame. Oh, I was something in my glory days. Lots of suitors. I was a crack shot with a rail of adamant. You heard of it? Monstrous thing. Gave it up. Gave up warring altogether. Until now, apparently. I like a girl who's ready to gird up her loins, get her hands dirty and the like. Too many just waiting for someone to clean their messes for 'em, blast it all. Speaking of, why don't you go and do some blasting for me, eh? So, you're a bit of a witch, are you? Well, not I. Stuck with this family already, don't see why I'd want another one. But I understand the appeal, I suppose. Plenty of candles and fire to it, isn't there? Ah, the passions of youth. I've smouldered away, not much of a feast for the eyes at this point. Fine. But you, still just a kindling. Though we'll make an inferno of you yet. You should have seen it, dearie, when we brought old Kronos down. Took 6 of us at least, but we got him. Little wonder he's all sore about it still. We'll just have to dispose of him more thoroughly. Cremation, mayhaps. Been on your own all this time, haven't you? Well, might be you're better off. Wish I never knew my blasted dad and mum. They taught me nothing I couldn't have learned better on my own. Know what this family's problem is, dearie? It's just too big. The others act as though they pity me. Poor childless Hestia, they say. But they all long for their childless days. I can see it in their eyes. I almost pity you, dearie, all swept up in our affairs. You don't know how hard I've tried to avoid it myself. Must we always have to take a blasted side in everything? But we gods, we just love a good fight. Well, look at you, hot stuff. You made it to the surface after all. I figured that you might. It's maybe even colder here than down below, but that, at least, we can fix right away, I think. Mortals go from worshipping the flame to fearing it. As well they ought. The hearth fires of every home there in that wretched city you reside in, all of them burned out. Not that I'm mad, oh no. Where in those bloody depths are you, dearie? Underneath the sea? It's hard to get a blaze a-roaring when there's water all about, but if you can handle the pressure down there, I can bring the heat. Our young Queen Hera, she'd always say one ought to keep her feelings bottled up and carefully in check. Look where that attitude got her. I say, let loose your temper and your rage. Let it all out. Poor little sister Demeter, she bore but one child, a girl, dearie. Persephone, your mum. And even still that child caused her at least as much grief as joy. It's not your mum's fault, mind. She was a lovely one, with hair like yours. You're used to living in darkness, aren't you? Up here, darkness is widely feared. Even in the warmth of my firelight, they jump at shadows, mortals, and even gods sometimes. They trust their weak eyes overmuch, I think. We ought to have been kinder to mortals, really. Then Kronos would have had a harder time compelling the dead to rise against us. I've always tried to look after the living, but our family's best known for looking after ourselves. The mortals used to make us many offerings, giving up their own food and the like. They always praised me first among the gods, for it's my fire they used when making sacrifice. It was very sweet. Got yourself some cinder there, don't you? Not a flashy substance, but it's strong, good source of flame. Most gods and mortals only care for shiny baubles and the like, but some of you witches rather know your stuff. Even I'll admit the quaint crackle of the hearth just doesn't always do the job. Sometimes what we need is a great big conflagration, an inferno of the highest order. How about one, then? The hearth is at the centre of the mortal household, dearie, keeping my flames comfortably in place. But I can make a wildfire in a snap, and when I get angry, that's exactly what I do. You've got Selene's moonlight shine on you, eh? I'll not deny it has a certain power and allure, but such a cold and distant light next to a scorching flame? There's no comparison. Already had a brush with Sister Hera, have you now? She's more accustomed to attending youngsters such as you, but then again she's got her own to deal with. So why not stick with me? Oh, the mighty ruler of Olympus gave to you a bit of his thunderous might, did he now? Well, that's not going to take you very far at all, so let me set you up with a little extra firepower here. Blessed already by the mighty god of earth and sea, are you? Poseidon's power and my own don't often mix, but then again, neither do he and I. Of that you can be certain there, dearie. Why, the flamboyant god of light has put a little sparkle on you, hasn't he? Shines like the sun, Apollo does, oh sure. But there's more than one way to light up a place, you know. You bear the gift of Aphrodite, don't you there? You know, she's much, much older than she looks. Appearances are everything to her. Whilst, as for me, I'm about hotness of a different sort. You've got a real spring in your step, if I'm not mistaken, dearie. The handiwork of swiftest Hermes, I suppose. You know what else moves awful quick? Here, let me give you a little hint. I'm pleased to know you and Hephaestus get along. That one, he's often on his own, as though my flames are all the company he needs. He's not the worst of sorts as we gods go. Well, look at you, making me offerings. Such hospitality. And while I'd throw most customs to the flames, the old exchange of gifts is one that I don't mind. So here, something from me. Come on now, I've nothing much to teach. You seem a recluse, much the same as I, besides, although a looker still. But it's been nice to have made your acquaintance. Why, thank you for that, dearie. You're too kind. Mortals were so convinced I only liked burnt offerings, they never gave me good stuff such as this. Oh, dearie, you look terrible. What happened to you there? Well, maybe you can sweat it out or something. Would that I could cauterize your wounds. Oh, you've had more than a scrape or two there, haven't you? Oh, such is life. Bite down and press on through. That's how we end up in a better spot. You had a bad run-in with that wretched heiress on your way here, eh? Just great to know that strife herself is up against us now, and got her grubby little fingers on my rail of adamant. I ought to have kept the thing. We've burned bright on Olympus I don't know how long already, dearie. Suppose our time has come and gone. Mayhaps we're more like mortals than we care to admit. Well, whatever doom awaits, I welcome it. You really are an odd one, Hot Stuff. At first I thought you were a little stuck up, much like some others whom I happen to know only too well. But you truly are committed to righting this wrong from before your time, aren't you? We've been holding our own up here against that Kronos and his forces, but there's something going on. Oh, I can feel it. Whatever the Titan thinks he has in store, however, I suspect that it can burn. Why, hello, dearie. Getting ready for your next excursion there? You're just a glowing ember for the moment, so how about we get you good and fired up? Oh, there she is. Auntie Hestia's arrived. What's cooking? Ha, fine. All right. Well, isn't that sweet? How wonderful. Ah, thank you. Well now. Oh ho ho. Oh my. From me to you. Here's a little something. Who do you take me for? I don't take kindly to such acts. Trifle with me and you'll get burned. Just earlier I felt the strangest urge to seek you out, dearie. Almost as though it wasn't even me deciding it. Messing with eldritch forces or some such. Well, if you want to gaze into the cold abyss, I'll keep you nice and warm. Guess what, Hot Stuff? Your great aunt's back again to turn your foes to soot. Best way to make it so they never bother you again, though tidying up can be a bit of a pain. My frosty little sister Demeter has been in touch already, I can tell. Your Nan fancies herself the eldest of Olympus, she does. Only true because I'm usually not here. Mayhap she left you cold. Well, not to worry, I have just the remedy. Old Hecate's your teacher, is that it? Known her since I was probably your age. Right proper dame. Been far too long since last we saw each other, come to think. What can you do? She hates everybody, I hate everybody. You got my everlasting ember, haven't you? Could faintly see its flicker even here. Your way of signalling to your great auntie Hestia and all the rest that you are hankering for boons with just a little bit of spice. You're not supposed to be up here, are you? Don't think your dad's permitted back up top, at least. But you're a witch. Must be you've got your cures for everything under the sun. Don't let us keep on jerking you around, all right? First we got you going after Kronos, now we got you coming here to our defence. Blast. Though just in case nobody said it yet, we really do appreciate the help. What's that you got there? Ignium, is it? Reminds me of those twin torches that old Hecate would always have with her. If these are anything like those, they'll never sputter out. But just in case, we'll keep them nice and hot. Your dad and I, we've got a lot in common, I suppose. The two not technically Olympians. At least I get to visit when I want, whereas poor Hades, soon as he got saddled with the underworld, they never counted him among their kind again. You made it all the way down to the Morning Fields before. A horrid place, or so I hear, and covered in dry brush far as the eye can see. Well, next time you're there, you burn your way on through. Hear me, Hot Stuff? The others, each in their own way, they do like when mortals make them subjects in their tales and songs. Well, not I. In that regard, I think you underworld gods are in the right. Best keep our business to our own damn selves. They're saying that you gave him one from all of us. Kronos, that is. A right proper old-fashioned beating, that is. Must have felt all warm and cosy, didn't it? Makes you want to do it again and again. You got that bloody Titan, didn't you? Don't feel too bad you couldn't end him altogether, not like any of the rest of us were able to, as you can plainly see. Instead, mayhaps go kick him while he's down. Happy to help with that. Regards for helping clear the air a bit up here. Bought us a little moment to recover and regroup. Now everybody's all fired up again to break the siege. Oh, but listen to me, all about the warring like the rest of them. Heard you plucked that nasty heiress from the sky. Well, serves her right, though we could never make her stay away for good. To think she's one of Nix's many pups. Squeeze out a big litter like that, you're liable to get a runt. Now don't go wandering into the dark without a proper light. And I don't mean the kind of Paul is offering, although mayhaps I'd settle for the moon. Anyhow, no matter, here. Think you can slip right out of there this late without my noticing? Well, typically you can, but not this time. And your punishment is a fine selection of hearth-warming boons. You must live somewhere round those parts, don't you, dearie? Well, since it seems a little cold out there tonight, why don't we make some temperature adjustments here? So, headed up this way again. Won't be hearing any arguments from me. Not sure you can hear me at all down there, come to think. Anyhow, let's get you all warmed up. You must have had an excess of those golden coins that Kronos strewed across the land. To tempt the greediest of mortals, I suppose. Or the poorest, not for me to judge. That boatman's good at taking messages, isn't he? Almost like taking corpses down into the underworld like he used to. Nothing to do for those these days. Except to burn. You really have to pay that care-on character in these situations. What sort of daft system is that? What, no blessings for the poor? Doesn't seem fair at all. My blessing made it all that way on just a rickety old wooden ferry boat. Must be a litany of fire safety hazards there, although plenty of water near with which to put them out. Has old Hecate not taught you to respect the elderly a little more than that? Well, here's a quick lesson for you. Won't do for all the rest taking old Hestia for a pushover in matters such as this. So I've got to burn you up a bit. Don't want my blessings while they're good and hot, do you? Then this ought to warm you up in the meantime. Not really mad at you, dearie, but I don't have the energy right now to go against the daft traditions that we have. Hey, a right good burn like that deserves another. Only fair, don't you agree, hot stuff? Just look at the bickering, sorry mess we've become. But we've all got to pull our weight, don't we? Here I was trying to lend a helping hand, but no, somebody's always getting in my way. Well, I won't have it. Come on now, even mortals know it's best to honour dear old Hestia first and foremost when it comes to such things. Gave up the boon of Hestia, did you? Well then, how about a quick reminder of the proper way to make a sacrifice? Try as I might, I cannot help feeling a little miffed at that, and I am not someone to simply let it slide. That there is what I call the first degree, like letting you off with a little warning. I like you, dearie, so I'm not going to turn you to ash this time, but later down the line, no guarantees. Hey, you're all right, and I am now all right, so I suppose that everything's all right. Fine, no need to get all hot and bothered for too long about this sort of thing. So let's just carry on. Got just a little steamed back there, but I am back to my usual quite irritable self, thank you. Well, there we go again. You know they take me for the calm and peaceful one around here. Play with fire and you get yourself burned. It's just as simple as that, unless I say otherwise. All right, let's just cool off a bit before these flames of mine get way out of control. I like a lass who knows how to snap back. Don't ever let anybody up here push you around. In olden days, I never took strapping young Zeus here for the marrying type, and was none too pleased when he picked my poor sister Hera for the job. But you've been a right good husband to her, haven't you, Zeus? Oh, why, dearest Zeus, perish the thought that I would ever leave again. You've given me such a warm welcome, after all, having removed my blasted seat only to put it back. Though, let's not worry hot stuff here with all of that. Not always big on family business, though I take exception for my little sis. She, of all goddesses, has to put up with the most around here, and that's not even counting all this Kronos stuff. How do you manage it, oh queen? Because respectfully, you just don't know what's good for you, O Queen. Sometimes it's ones can't bring themselves to ask for help that need it most. Now, why don't we set a proper example for the latest unceremonious addition to our family? Take our blessings, but don't follow our examples, what I say, dearie. A case in point's fish-faced Poseidon over here. Always trying hard to make a splash, never caring much who ends up getting wet. That about right, you big oaf? You best be glad I'm here, you lug, lest I leave all of you again to fend for your own damn selves. You won't be putting Kronos back into the ground without me, anyhow. That goes for you too, hot stuff. All right, dearie, let's get a real fire going. No more fussing about merely with sparks and such. Oh, Apollo, get your buttocks over here right now, 'cause I could use a light. Oh, shut it, golden boy, we don't have time for pageantry. Instead, how about we show your wee cousin there how we can light up the night? Won't do for her to wander in the dark. Would you believe it, hot stuff? I have on good authority that somebody around here has laid a claim to being eldest of Olympus. Or Demeter, care to explain that one? And you, Demeter, you've not changed at all. None of you have. It's why you're in a heap of trouble now. Or we, I ought to say. Good thing your grandkids coming to our rescue. Come on, up to it, hot stuff, while you still got your looks. Not like Aphrodite here is going to let you hold to them forever. She doesn't care for competition. You can trust me on that. Careful with that line of reasoning there, Aphrodite. You don't have much inner beauty to speak of, and your outer beauty I can melt off in a snap. And growing all those lustrous tresses back would take a while by my reckoning. If there's one thing I learned from my strong-armed nephew here, dearie, it's that you always have to strike while the iron's still hot. Now, come on, hop to it, Hephaestus, my lad. Well, that's because I like it here, my lad. In spite of all the clanging and whatnot, it's peaceful, more or less. And you're not such bad company to keep. Though, why don't we show your cousin what we can cobble up together? No use buttering me up, you know. What, you think I'm going to withhold the best I've got unless you pay me some nice compliment? I can be petty, sure, but not that petty. You want to be like me. Now that's a first. What I wouldn't give to turn back time and have another go at things knowing what I do now. Though, come to think, we plan to turn back time, don't we? I never wanted kids, you know, dearie. And you're not about to make me second-guess what's more than probably the smartest choice I ever made, mouthing off to me the way you did just then. Now take your blasted boon and off with you. So the Titan of Foresight slipped his chains and fights against us now. A pity that. Been on the outs with us ever since we caught him red-handed with my flames. Stole fire for the sake of mortal kind. Could have just asked me nice. Prometheus, he never seemed to lack for smarts as I recall. Was a right level-headed sort. But now, he's serving Kronos, making mayhem for us here. They say he sees the future, so we must know he won't get away with this. Titans, gods, still couldn't tell you what's the bloody difference anyway. Don't look much different, don't sound much different. Not an age thing, that I can attest. It's just a handy way to brand our enemies. What happened to those flames of yours, now shining almost like the break of dawn? Mayhaps that rosy-fingered Eos has decided to pitch in. Much as we'd hate to interrupt her from the one thing on her schedule each day. Oh, looks to me like you've been through a lot. Well, if you find yourself in a bad place, you just push on through. Or go scorched earth on everything around you if you must. Oh, dearie, if you're all banged up from head to toe like this, then you're in no shape for the next stage of our little firefight. So pull yourself together, eh? What, that ferryman having a fire sale there? Don't want you paying an exorbitant amount. Not that there ought to be a price on blessings anyhow. Having my boon just stuffed into some unmarked sack, I swear. Halfway surprised it didn't burn right through. Sometimes it isn't easy getting hold of you, you know. Don't play with fire if you know what's good for you. I'm long since done being a pushover, dearie. Looks like I cooked you for a bit too long, hot stuff. Sure? There. Heat it up. Fine. Easy. Ready. Smart girl. Fine choice. Into the fire. Let's cook. Coming in hot. Surprise! Hello, hot stuff. Dearie. So it was Artemis who sniffed you out, was it? Seems like an awful big coincidence. But then we're gods. These things, they happen all the time. I'll say I'm glad she found you when she did. Don't know how you got so far so quick tonight, hot stuff. But you're not going any farther till you're properly prepared. Got to bring plenty of heat where you're going. Something about this night gives me the proper chills, hot stuff. It's like the darkness is so thick it suffocates. And problem is you can't have fire without air. Careful, all right? We don't quite know what Kronos has been cooking up for us, but we're all thinking that his little recent skirmishes against our mountainside are not the brunt of it. Not keen here to find out. I'm sensing something different in you there, dearie. It's like a divine mark of ours, but it's most certainly not anybody's here. It's positively ancient, even next to me. Got some old friends that we don't know about. Since Typhon's back, I thought I'd say nice knowing you, dearie. Not that we're going down without a fight, but just in case. We barely beat him when we first settled up with Kronos way back when. But now he's grown, a lot. Don't quite know how we're managing to hold back Typhon from reducing this whole mountaintop to ash. Must be the lightning, flames, floods and earthquakes and the like. If you've got any bright ideas yourself, just come on up. You helped us beat that bloody monster down. Ah, if only I could have seen. You're really something else, hot stuff. Of course, our good friend Typhon's already begun on his climb back up. We'll just have to make it extra tough for him. Someday I'd like to see the river Phlegathon you've got down in the underworld. A river full of flame. Tried making something like that here on our side, but it sent mortals panicking and the gods didn't care much for it either. The city of Ethera burns, but it's not entirely my fault. Flames are like a tool, I suppose. One of those things requiring precaution on one's part. Lose something in a fire, sorry, can't help you with that. Oh, while you're up here, do watch out for Heracles. Big, burly sort of man. One of the best we've got, but sometimes gives the sense that he's become unhappy with his job. How that is possible, though, is beyond my ken. You had it out with Polyphemus, so I hear. Recall distinctly how he lost his eye. Let's say Flame played a vital part and leave it there. Almost felt sorry for the lad, but he's been getting by. And getting in your way. You're loaded up with cinder, aren't you? That much of it I can detect from here, a special kind from torches I know well. Some remnants of your bouts with Hecate? You can't really be fighting. Probably just your nightly exercise. We're not too worried here right now, what with Athena holding down the fort. She can be a little much if you two ever meet, but out of everybody here, she'd be the first I'd pick to watch my back. I don't even want to know what's going on with Dionysus anymore. The worse things get, the more he's wanting to cut loose. Oh, blasted world could be aflame and he'd just let it burn. Could use some of his wine right now. You know Ares by now, don't you, dearie? He's cool-headed more than some of us, sure, but I think something's wrong with him. The only kind of warmth he cares for comes from fresh-spilled blood and flames of battle and the like. We put poor mortals through an awful lot, no thanks to Ares here. At least he's been occupied with our own troubles for a change, haven't you, laddie? That way most everybody else can catch a break. It's a side of myself I don't often like to show as much as you seem to like seeing it, Ares. I figure we can't properly control our powers if we can't control ourselves. If mortals can't be having cosy time, then I've a mind to say nobody shall. We could be sitting comfortable beside a fire sipping nectar or some such, but no. You're always dressed for warmer temperatures, full knowing that Great Auntie won't be far. Time we start cooking again, hot stuff, while the night's still young and all. What say we light up the night, dearie, using whichever kindling is at hand? I've seen an awful lot in my time, but all this lately, got to say it's a bit new. Never let that fire in your gut go out, dearie, but don't let it burn too hot either. Don't let any of this get to you, as it'll all blow over soon enough, always does. Heading to our mountain's tippy-top again. Then let's make sure you don't catch cold. Time to let the sparks fly, eh? Oh, I'm ready whenever you are. You might be wondering, Great Auntie Hestia, when does the fighting ever cease? Well, I invite you to imagine back when I was closer to your age. A little leaner, little feistier, but not too different all in all. We have been fighting ever since. I still remember how it felt when we showed Kronos what we younger generation were made of. Now you're the younger generation, dearie, dealing with the same old problems and worse. Some things never do change. You and old Hecate, you must be sorting out some way to keep that Kronos from recovering, lest you wouldn't keep on going after him like this. You getting any warmer yet? You didn't even get the palace tour, Hera says. Oh, dearie, if only I could have been there to show you around instead of tending to our flames. But then again, you see one of our fancy columns, mayhaps you've seen 'em all. That bloody monster's down and out. And I mean out for good, as in we can't find any trace of him at all. They're telling me you turned Typhon to ash, dearie. That's proper scary stuff. What's gotten into Kronos, eh? One moment it's the same old war, and then the next he shows up on our mountain all contrite. I know you witches can be serious, but this was well past what I reckoned you could do. I got so worked up I didn't properly congratulate you last time, dearie. Bless you for everything. You found us in the middle of a real mess and got us out. Sure, we helped and all, but you did the cooking and you did it good. So let me see if I understand. Though you rid us of Typhon, you are now supposed to hunt down what remains of him somewhere out of this bloody world? Oh, you can't catch a proper break, hot stuff. But I have got your back. We've relegated Kronos to a cushy job down in the Isles of the Blessed. How nice for him, I get that. But you're still working with him to fight him to stop him from rising to power, eh? Well, I suppose I get that too. I figured once we got to Kronos that Prometheus would not be far behind, longing for the days his liver was an eagle's snack. I know he's been a problem, but I don't want to see him go through that again. Don't properly know why. I know Prometheus supposedly can see what's coming up, but I just can't believe he saw all this. Suppose I should be madder at him, but at least it seems like he's been looking out for mortals still. I sure am glad to know your dad's all right. Him and your mum, your brother, everybody from that house of his. May they all be warm and comfortable together there. Things have not exactly gone our way, dearie. Especially if what I'm hearing about the fates is so. Whether we ought to be in charge or no, it's they that put us here. And now they vanish like a puff of smoke. You found those little Weaver sisters, did you now? Just when I thought they left the lot of us for good. Don't quite know what to make of their new prophecy, but time eventually will always tell with those. The others don't agree with me on this, dearie, but you're still young, mayhaps impressionable, so... Well, I think mortals ought to get from us a bit more than we give. If the fates are saying it'll happen down the line, then good. I know you've all this Kronos business to sort out, but want to say I can appreciate that you're attempting to make life a little cozier back home. Make things warmer, and old Hestia can tell. Never been to where you live, but I can tell when someone's made a warm and happy home, such as they can. Decorations, little touches for a sense of welcome, that's the stuff. Not everybody gets it, but you do. Oh, this is right sweet of you, dearie, and you're onto something there. So many want to be famous or successful and such, but to be safe and comfortable? Nothing beats that, and I know you know. May you be always. You probably could tell this was my boon from all the heat must have been wafting from the parcel there. Surprised it didn't burn right up. That Eris keeps on getting in your way, even though Kronos himself has stood down and Typhon's dead and such. Well, she's as stubborn as we are. I am practically impressed. I figured we could use you, dearie, no real surprise. But I didn't expect we'd like you, which is to say, you're young, you've got your different customs and whatnot, we can be hard to get along with, but you're doing it. Well, look at those fancy flames you've got, sputtering their sparks all uncontrollably. That is a safety hazard, dearie. Back when I was shooting fire at my foes, it sure was not an automatic thing. You youngsters have it easy now. When all of this is over, I am liable to keep on wandering about, I think. See how the mortals of the world are faring. Can't do that as easily from on high. Olympus can be nice to visit, but I never wanted to live here myself. See, they've got statues of me up here now, dearie. They didn't used to, but the others, they've been trying to get me back into the fold, pay me respects. There's a nice thought. But I don't want to see me old mug all the time. Strange contraption that you're using to make everything blow up. I got odd glances too when I still had the rail of adamant, but it could make 'em look away right quick. Great stuff, dearie, giving bad Kronos and then Typhon the old one too. You make this stuff look proper easy now. Mayhaps I should give it a go myself one of these nights. Got sent home by Prometheus, I heard. Well, if he burned you, don't go putting ice on it, no matter what Demeter says. You witches must have ointments and the like. Done had a chat with Hera, with Queen Hera, I should say, about how maybe we can all go easier on Heracles after all this. He ought to put down that big club of his and have a good long sit. The hearth flame of this mountain started sputtering a bit after Typhon decided to show up. It's since been burning bright and hot, but I've been tending to it plenty just in case. How come you're not living in the house of Hades with your mum and dad? Must be nice and cosy there, all deep beneath the earth. Well, a house isn't always a home. Mayhaps you like your woods. Oh, I'm proper tired now, you know. Incinerating this and that, on and on. It's taxing after a while. I'll keep on backing you, dearie, but might not be as much for chit-chat for a bit. Now, where do you get off picking one of my younger sisters over me, eh? So, you got yourself a slap on the wrist. Might want to pour some nice cool water over that.